1. Which of the following best demonstrates compliance with New Mexico's notarial requirement for verifying a signer's identity? A. Accepting a business card with the signer's photo. B. Relying on personal familiarity without ID. C. Using a current state-issued driver's license. D. Accepting a handwritten letter of introduction. 2. When mentoring a new notary in New Mexico, which adult learning principle is most effective for teaching proper journal record keeping? A. Memorization of statutes. B. Providing real-world case scenarios. C. Testing without explanation. D. Limiting practice to theory alone. 3. A notary public in New Mexico must refuse notarization if A. The document is in a foreign language. B. The signer does not personally appear. C. The document contains legal terminology. D. The signer provides a valid passport. 4. To evaluate a notary's readiness for the New Mexico exam, which curriculum development approach is most effective? A. Rote review of outdated statutes. B. Practice tests mirroring actual exam format. C. Lectures without participant engagement. D. Avoidance of interactive exercises. 5. In New Mexico, what is the maximum term length of a standard notary commission? A. 2 years. B. 4 years. C. 5 years. D. 10 years. 6. When communicating notarial responsibilities to learners, which method supports adult learning principles? A. Passive listening. B. Experiential role-play scenarios. C. Reading aloud from statutes only. D. Memorization drills. 7. A notary in New Mexico who knowingly notarizes a document without proper ID is violating A. Best practices but not law. B. State statutory requirements. C. Federal Administrative Code. D. Judicial ethics guidelines. 8. Which strategy best helps evaluate mentoring effectiveness in preparing candidates for the New Mexico notary exam? A. Administering practice quizzes. B. Ignoring feedback. C. Avoiding group discussion. D. Requiring rote recitation. 9. Which of the following acts may a New Mexico notary perform? A. Provide legal advice on document content. B. Certify a copy of a vital record. C. Administer an oath or affirmation. D. Draft contracts for clients. 10. In curriculum development for exam preparation, which sequence best ensures learner retention? A. Present, practice, feedback, application. B. Feedback, application, practice, present. C. Application, present, practice, feedback. D. Practice, present, feedback, application. 11. In mentoring, how can a trainer best support adult learners preparing for the notary exam? A. Imposing rigid memorization drills. B. Encouraging self-directed case analysis. C. Avoiding interactive learning. D. Limiting access to practice scenarios. 12. When evaluating compliance, a New Mexico notary's journal entry must include A. The notary's home address. B. The full text of the notarized document. C. The type of notarization performed. D. The signer's political affiliation. 13. What is the regulatory consequence of a notary charging more than the statutory maximum fee in New Mexico? A. A warning with no penalties. B. Suspension or revocation of commission. C. Automatic commission renewal denial only. D. Requirement to take additional education. 14. When communicating test expectations, instructors should A. Provide vague instructions. Share structured rubrics and sample questions. C. Withhold practice exams. D. Focus solely on statutes without examples. 15. A New Mexico notary is required to maintain their official seal. A. At the county clerk's office. B. Under their sole control. C. At their employer's discretion. D. With the state archives. 16. Which method of evaluation best measures higher order thinking for the notary exam? A. Multiple choice recognition only. B. Scenario-based problem solving. C. True-false fact recall. D. Timed rote memorization. 17. A New Mexico notary may not perform a notarial act if A. The document is written in another language. B. The signer is related by blood or marriage and benefits directly. C. The signer presents a foreign passport. D. The signer uses an interpreter. 18. Which communication strategy is most effective when mentoring future notaries? A. Speaking rapidly to cover all statutes. B. Encouraging reflective questioning. C. Limiting discussion to one-word answers. D. Avoiding dialogue to save time. 19. In New Mexico, if a notary changes their business or residential address, they must notify A. The Secretary of State. B. The County Clerk. C. The State Governor. D. The Local Bar Association. 20. A learning curriculum for notary candidates should integrate evaluation by including feedback opportunities. B. Relying exclusively on self-study. C. Using outdated materials. D. Avoiding knowledge checks. 21. The notarial certificate must always include A. The notary's employer's name. B. The venue, state and county. C. The signer's occupation. D. The signer's date of birth. 22. When mentoring, what is the best way to correct a learner's error in completing a notarial certificate? A. Public criticism. B. Silent observation. C. Guided corrective feedback. D. Ignoring the mistake. 23. In New Mexico, what is the effect of a notary notarizing their own signature? A. Valid if disclosed. E. Invalid and prohibited. C. Permissible with witness. D. Allowed with a seal. 24. For adult learners, why is case-based discussion useful in notary exam preparation? A. It discourages engagement. B. It promotes rote memorization. C. It connects law to real-world practice. D. It avoids critical thinking. 25. The primary regulatory authority overseeing notaries in New Mexico is A. The State Supreme Court. B. The Secretary of State. C. The Attorney General. D. The County Clerk's Office. 26. A notary seal in New Mexico must contain A. The notary's birth date. B. The words Notary Public and State of New Mexico. C. The signer's initials. D. The notary's employer's name. 27. Which evaluation method best ensures learners apply statutes ethically in practice? A. Open-ended scenario analysis. B. Memorization quizzes. C. Matching vocabulary. D. True-false drills. 28. In New Mexico, what must a notary do upon resignation of their commission? A. Submit their seal and journal to the Secretary of State. B. Transfer their seal to another notary. C. Retain all records indefinitely. D. Destroy all notarial materials privately. 29. When creating curriculum for the notary exam, which principle supports regulatory compliance? A. Incorporating up-to-date statutes. B. Using generic national materials. C. Ignoring New Mexico-specific rules. D. Teaching only general legal theory. 30. A notary public may refuse to perform a notarial act if A. The signer appears intoxicated. The signer speaks a foreign language. C. The document is lengthy. D. The signer is of advanced age. 31. Which adult learning principle is violated if an instructor only lectures without interaction? A. Self-directedness. E. Relevance. C. Experiential practice. D. All of the above. 32. What is the maximum statutory fee a New Mexico notary may charge per notarization, unless otherwise specified by law? A. $2. B. $5. C. $10. D. $15. 33. In a mentoring context, how can notary trainers model regulatory compliance for candidates? A. Demonstrating proper ID verification. B. Skipping journal entries to save time. C. Allowing notarization without appearance. D. Encouraging shortcuts for efficiency. 34. In New Mexico, a notary is required to keep their notarial journal for how long after their commission ends? A. 1 year. B. 2 years. C. 5 years. D. 10 years. 35. Which communication technique best ensures that adult learners retain knowledge about prohibited notarial acts? A. One-way lectures. B. Passive note-taking. C. Interactive group discussions. D. Silent study sessions.